Steve Bannon, Donald Trump's former chief strategist, has been charged with fraud 3 years after leaving the White House. He's alleged to have been part of a group who defrauded hundreds of thousands of donors who thought they were contributing money to build a wall on the US-Mexico border. But how did Bannon, the Trump wingman, reach here? And most importantly, who is Steve Bannon? Born in Virginia in 1953, Bannon spent 4 years in the Navy before completing an MBA at Harvard. He went into investment banking, worked with Goldman Sachs, and moved into media financing. He shifted into film production, working in Hollywood before branching out into independent political documentary making, which might easily be classified as propaganda movies. And then he met Andrew Breitbart, the head of Breitbart News, a staunchly conservative platform. When Breitbart died of a heart attack in 2012, Bannon took over as head of Breitbart News and drove it forward, making it more focused on populism, conspiracy theories, and extreme right-wing politics.
First is kind of national security and sovereignty. The second line of work is what I refer to as economic nationalism. The third, broadly, line of work is what is deconstruction of the administrative state.
During the 2016 election campaign, the site fully supported Donald Trump, and this riled up many Democrats. But when Trump appointed Mr. Bannon as his campaign CEO in August 2016, that riled up Democrats even more, and eventually Trump won the White House. It is often said that Trump's vitriolic rhetoric in the run-up to the election actually came from Bannon, Trump's whisperer.
Say every day, these working class men and women, middle class men and women are 10 times smarter than this intellectual group.
Bannon left the White House in August 2017 after months of infighting with Trump's son-in-law and senior advisor Jared Kushner, as well as other high-level Trump advisors. Even mainstream Republicans weren't too fond of Bannon and treated him like a necessary evil. The last nail in the coffin was Bannon taking credit for Trump's election victory repeatedly in media.
In a blistering statement, the president said, "Steve Bannon had nothing to do with me or my presidency. When he was fired, he not only lost his job, he lost his mind."
Bannon headed back to Breitbart and promised to continue fighting for Trump, but they grew distant. Bannon criticized various policy decisions of Trump, and eventually he stepped down from Breitbart as well. Trump cheered the decision and called him Sloppy Steve. Bannon's indictment came as a rude shock to mainstream media as well as Donald Trump, but of course a pleasant surprise to mainstream Republicans.
I think it's a very sad thing for Mr. Bannon. I think it's surprising.
While mainstream media has started writing obituaries on Bannon's career, his life shows that he tends to fight back and rise from the ashes.
But I like going into hostile audiences with tough interviewers. I mean, I do very little conservative media now. I do CNN, BBC, right. The economists. I go to the toughest places, toughest interviewers and say, hey, no holds barred, right. Hostile audiences, let's get it on.